Thanks for coming back to part two. Quick recap. We're talking about writing in a comment to our Georgia Department of Agriculture to basically comment on how we feel about SB 494. I already did a whole 15-minute video talking a little bit about the origin of that. Now we are continuing with sample letters. It is crucial to prevent financial ruin and the loss of the land that has supported my family for decades. Oh, I forgot. Since I don't have like 1,000 subscribers on this channel yet, I'm limited with video length, so that's why I had to do 2 parts. I can only do 15 minutes. And then also, I cannot post outside links. So I can post YouTube links to my videos. Like, I'll put a link in the description below to HEMPDEMIC, which you all need to watch, and I need to post here in 15-minute bits. But if you just go to usahemprevival.com, you will see right here that you just click here, and it brings you to all the links I've been talking about in this video, which actually I might not have talked about yet. I might be talking about for this video. Just a quick recap from part 1. The Georgia legislature recently passed SB 494, which Governor Kemp subsequently signed into law. This law introduces substantial changes to the hemp industry. The Georgia Department of Agriculture is in the process of drafting the corresponding and required agency rules. Please continue to check this page for updates. So then this got updated since part 1. They added this at the top. See, it says, this page has been updated to reflect changes to the hemp program due to the passage of Senate Bill 494. The changes included on this page do not reflect the department's proposed rules and regulations. To view the rules, go to the legal notices page. Okay, I'm not going to get into all this now, but that being said, what I think they're trying to say is, if you're going to come and comment, it's not about 494. We're not changing the law that passed, but in addition to the law, we've created rules to go along with it. So someone can possibly be helpful and skim through these rules and tell us what we're really talking about here. This is over my head, y'all. Maybe someone else can do a part 3 so I can get back to my music projects. We can make whatever comments we want. I do think these proposed letters do deal with a lot of the rules as I'm looking over it and not just the law, but I just don't want anyone to get their hopes up because they might just be set in their ways with the law how it is, and they might just be talking about product limits and like nitty-gritty things as anything that is optional at this point. All right, moving on to the next sample letter from the Georgia Medical Cannabis Society. It's a request for a 12 to 24 month grace period to protect consumer access. Dear Mr. Bruce Stanford, I am a Georgia resident who relies on hemp-derived products for my health and well-being. The proposed regulations under SB 494, including the ban on hemp flower sales and the strict THC limits, would severely limit my access to the products that I depend on for relief from whatever your condition is. These products have been a lifeline for me and many others who are not covered under the current medical cannabis registry. Removing them from the market without allowing adequate time for adjustment, she loves when I read to her, I gotta show you her favorite book one time, will harm countless individuals who have no alternative treatments available. I respectfully request that the Georgia Department of Agriculture implement a 12-24 month grace period before these regulations take effect. This will give consumers and businesses time to find solutions and ensure that those of us who rely on these products are not left without options. Except going to jail, right? Thank you for your attention to this matter. Sincerely, blah, blah, blah. And then we've got a beautiful letter for retailers, if you're a retailer. Now, I know there's hundreds of you in Georgia. Hundreds. And why have you not donated to the Georgia Hemp Economic Revival Organization, which is me and Tiger Lily right now? Right, baby? Right? It's just you and me doing all the work educating? We're going to put an event on in Bartow, Georgia, right to the Barbieries. It's Kelly's birthday, September 26th. All right, so as a retailer of CBD and hemp-derived products, I am deeply concerned about the proposed regulations under SB 494. These new rules, including the ban on hemp flower sales and the strict THC limits, would have a devastating impact on my business and the community I serve. We have invested significant resources into building a business that provides safe, legal access to hemp products. The abrupt implementation of these regulations would force us to remove many of our best-selling products from the shelves, leading to potential closure and job losses. I'm urging the Georgia Department of Agriculture to implement a 12 to 24 month grace period before these regulations are enforced. Or just don't do it at all. This would allow retailers like myself the time needed to adapt and continue serving our customers without facing immediate financial hardship. Thank you for considering considering my request. Sincerely, your full name, your store's name, your contact information, retailer's perspective. You can combine the whole thing, how to submit your comment. They must be submitted in writing by the close of business. You can send email or mail to this following address here. And your voice is crucial in this fight. You can help shape the future of Georgia's hemp industry and protect the livelihoods of those who depend on it. Together, we can push for a fair and reasonable timeline that allows businesses and farms to survive and thrive. Thank you for this, Georgia Medical Cannabis Society. Very well done. The Georgia Medical Cannabis Society says, these new regulations under SB 494 could seriously impact businesses across Georgia. Retailers may be forced to break leases due to the sudden ban on hemp flower sales, so it leads to potential, landlords losing money, legal battles with landlords. Realtors could also face litigation issues as a result. It's just one big messy party. Farmers risk losing their livelihoods, and consumers who depend on these products might see their access severely limited. And then we'll have a street filled with craziness because they're not calmed down. And they're in pain, and they can't go to work, and they can't buy things, and the economy will just get worse. It's frustrating that no public comments were allowed during the final hours of passing these bills, despite our concerns being known. The Ag Commissioner and legislators pushed forward with the changes from HB 1322 into 494, fully aware of the potential fallout. And 437. Look at the video on my channel, the three-prong technique. I just haven't been in the mood to do comedy videos, y'all, because this is stressing me out. But we got so many on the editing table, you have no idea. Scribbles is so ready to make you laugh. Anyway, this is not just a regulation, it's a move that could devastate the hemp industry in Georgia, affecting farmers, consumers, and retailers alike. We need to stay informed and make our voices heard. I know a lot of you did this already because I posted it on Facebook, but let's look at the other things that you can do. Okay, look at all these comments. Daniel says Alabama is worse, just a money grab. And then we've got Nathan Johnson. Y'all, we need to support Nathan Johnson. He spent like over a year, I think, in jail for literally growing hemp. And now he's on parole and he can't even use hemp, can't even use CBD. And he's not very confident that letters will do anything. Yeah. I would be pissed too, Nathan. I'd be very bitter as well. You've been through so much. Sending you so much love. He's just saying, it's just one plant, like James says, like it's just one plant. And Derek's, he's been searching for his ACDC that might not be ACDC forever now. Certified hemp we all have access to, he thinks has made every one of us lab rats. It's not nature's hemp. It's man's concept of how it must work, implemented through breeding, backed by faulty legislation. I agree. We all do deserve better. We all deserve full restoration of the plant. And Dorinda Moon, she was featured on the news, and I think I reposted that on my channel. She's got a petition going still that was started. Well, she didn't make it, but she's been sharing it to still urge Governor Brian Kemp to veto this and protect THCA, like the flowers. I don't really understand that whole thing. I thought THCA was what it was before it was decarboxylated into THC, but I guess there are some nasty practices out there, like spraying flowers with stuff and artificial stuff. We need to get rid of the artificial stuff. We need to focus on growing our own. That's the only safe stuff. If we get the seeds that are in the vault in Hawaii, right? So here's this petition. If you're interested in signing that, I will link that below as well. And then she posted another sample letter here that you can just literally put your name on and submit. Look how easy that is. So that link will be in the description as well. And that, I'll say Save Georgia Hemp letter here. I'll put the link. So you just put the date, your email, your name, all that stuff, and then the letter says, hey, I am writing to express my strong opposition to the amendments currently being proposed. So this is a good sample letter to oppose it. The ones previously by the Georgia Medical Cannabis Society are to ask for a 12 to 24 month grace period. Hopefully by then cannabis will just be descheduled, right? Same idea. But this is basically just saying to oppose it. So let's read it. I am writing to express my strong opposition to the amendments currently being proposed to Georgia Bill SB 494, which was passed in April. While SB 494 was initially introduced with the intention of establishing a comprehensive regulatory framework for the hemp industry in Georgia, the proposed amendments represents a significant deviation from this purpose and could have serious negative consequences. I gotta make this bigger. For those who use hemp products as a safe and effective alternative for managing pain and improving wellness. The proposed restrictions will only serve to harm those who rely on these natural products. Specifically, I am concerned that if the amendments to SB 494 were to pass, it would have a negative effect on citizens who rely on hemp products and business owners in the following ways. The amendments will introduce legal ambiguities, particularly in how they interact with existing laws. That's my biggest concern. You all know I got arrested and they like grabbed the hemp honey. They're like, it says it has THC, what's this? And they put it in my face. For a supposed suspended license that wasn't even suspended. They just pulled me over because I left a dispensary. But anyway, that's so frustrating. And I know the GBI is behind some of this because they just want to be able to do the dog smell in the car, and they can't do that if hemp is legal. Hemp flower is legal. Anyway, yeah, legal ambiguities. So people are going to jail, particularly in how they interact with existing laws. This could create uncertainty and challenges for citizens who use hemp products, as well as for the local business owners working hard to provide alternative products for the residents of Georgia. It is our sacrament that we all need labels saying it is our sacrament. The economic impact on these local businesses would be significant as they would face increased regulatory burdens and potential disruptions in their operations. This could jeopardize their ability to continue serving the community and providing access to the hemp-based products that many residents have come to depend on. Overall, the proposed amendments to SB 494 pose a serious threat to both consumers and small business owners in Georgia. Their passage would undermine access to important alternative products and have detrimental economic consequences for the local community. I believe that legislation should serve the best interests of all Georgians, and these amendments do not align with that principle. I urge you to reconsider these proposed changes and instead focus on solutions that truly benefit our communities and uphold the values of fairness, equity, and justice. Give us some examples. I think they need them. I strongly urge you to vote against the proposed amendments to SB 494 and to work towards legislation that reflects the needs and desires of your constituents. I appreciate your attention to this matter, and I hope you will consider the concerns of those who oppose these amendments. Great sample letter. You can just submit it. Why not? At the very least, I think after the comments are submitted, they need to report how many comments they got, which would be good to know. And I think they have to say like for or against, right? I think it's fine if you do a couple of different comments. You do this one and the other one. But let's review again one more time. Let's go back to the Department of Agriculture. See what they said about what's going on in the meeting on the 9th. Can we do public comment there? Don't know. The adoption of the amended rules will be considered at 1 p.m. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Yeah, public comments and the adoption of the amended rules will be considered. Oh, our public comments will be considered. I don't know if we can go there and comment in person. Y'all want to go? Either way, I guess there will be a vote. I wonder who's voting. Be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see their faces, right? Your energy is powerful. Showing up is a big deal. I better stop this video so that I can edit it and send it to you. But I do want to show you lastly the petition Pure Bliss. Shout out to you. An important expression of tribal sovereignty. Tribal nations across the United States are producing hemp on their lands. And even though it's been legalized, right? Native people have used this as medicine, paper, clothing, and food for years, right? Centuries, right? And they're using it to create housing and jobs and farming, construction, blah, blah, blah. Winona LaDuke said, we call hemp the new green revolution because it sequesters carbon at a higher rate than any row crop. And that's essential for our collective survival. It is. So there's a threat to the possibility with this Mary Miller Act, which we have some videos on. And there's a link to it in the Ag Department website, as you saw. And this is attached to the Farm Bill and another bill, and it would destroy the hemp industry and harm the economies of the tribal nations. So you can take action by sending a message to your members of Congress. And that's super easy. You just press that and you just put your name, blah, 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 and then your legislators will pop up and you will write to them, my friends. Have a beautiful day. Kitty Cat, you want to say anything? Purring. She said y'all should subscribe to her channel because she's really cute. Okay. I will see you all on the 9th, maybe.
And it's really hard for the right hand to know what the left hand's doing.
Oh, Scribbles. How could we forget?
He's just holding my notes for me today.
When they're all firing at us from different angles.
Those those people over there that got the letters, they did a lot of homework, so we appreciate you. Comment below, start a conversation with your neighbor.
I actually wonder why we would be consuming it at any time. Unless somebody just wants to get high, at which point they're going to have too much of it, and we've legalized marijuana, which I never want to do.
Educate, educate, educate. Ciao.
Hi, Chairman and Committee. Thank you so much for allowing us to speak today.
Commissioner Hartford, where are you getting your seeds from for the industrial hemp fuel? Because I think we need to get it from Dearborn, Michigan.
LOLOVE, LOL, elevate me.
You want me to be Cannabis Commissioner KK?